Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Corn Culture. Hey, we're interviewing some of the local people right here in southeastern Nebraska, rather. Got a really special guest, someone that goes way back, and we have my wife to thank for that because she introduced me to this beautiful, wonderful Catholic couple, Marshall and Mary. I have the husband here. This isn't Mary, this is Marshall, rather, here. And he was a groomsman in my wedding. His wife was a bridesmaid in my wife's wedding.
Different weddings,
Yeah. We're, that would be weird. But, hey, we're very odd people, but not in that way necessarily. Hey, Marshall was gracious enough to come down to our house here, and he let me hop on the pod real quick before we head to dinner. Marshall, tell me, so where are you from?
I grew up in a small town right outside of Lincoln, Nebraska.
Go Huskers.
Yeah, called Panama. There's like 200 people there. So it's one of those deals where if you don't come home, everybody knows it type of deal. You do something wrong, everybody knows about it. Yeah, it's pretty neat little town. I grew up there. Nothing much.
So a lot of people don't know this, but in the state of Nebraska, it's one of the least densely populated states. And there's a lot of small towns that literally you drive through, like we're down here in southeast Nebraska. You drive down Highway 77, there's going to be small towns here or there. You might not even see them sometimes. Sometimes it's less than 100 people, sometimes less than 50 people. Now, something really interesting about Marshall and his bride is, Marshall, tell me how many siblings you have.
I have 13 siblings.
13 siblings?
Yeah.
Which, now, years ago, that might have been...
That's how you kept the farm running.
Yeah, that's how you kept the farm.
Really,
exactly.
Is what it was. Yeah.
But to say that's rare, and I'm not, and we'll get into thoughts on this, but to say that's rare would be an understatement. And your bride, how many siblings does she have?
She's got eight siblings. Yeah.
And so what did you guys do when you got married? Not everyone could be a bridesmaid and groomsman, right? So how did you? Was it the Hunger Games? How did you decide?
Dude, you wouldn't believe the amount of jobs you can pull out of your tushy for a wedding to keep everybody. I mean, we had. I think her sister was a bridesmaid, maybe. I had a few brothers as bridesmaids. We had servers up there. We had, I don't know, 4 host couples probably. I don't even remember what all of them did. A server in a line. Pamphlets. Yeah. One brother handed out pamphlets, I'm pretty sure.
Is that how it was at home? Like when you were growing up, did everyone have a job?
Oh, yeah. You're talking about a job. Yeah, it was, you worked for your food. I mean, that's just the way it was. Clean the house, build whatever needed built. I mean, you think about the Amish. I mean, that's almost what it was.
But good point. The Amish, right? Some people think they're a little bit odd, but I work in real estate, right? And people, when they advertise something, they'll advertise it as Amish built, meaning it's high quality.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up with just a couple siblings, and it's just different. In today's day and age, a lot of people will say, and there's no way I can afford one kid. And they're like, I can't. They're like, and it's just been a total change in culture because people are like, they're not going to sacrifice certain things in their life to have kids. I mean, they're like, I can't do that. But, what I've come to learn, though, is then those people sometimes end up wanting kids, and then, or there's people that can't have kids. You have a few kids, right?
Yeah, I have 2 and then 1 more on the way.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
That's great. Do you know if it's going to be a boy or girl?
We don't know yet. It's only, I think, 13 weeks at this point. So
are you the type of person that keeps it a mystery, or are you going to
know? The first one we did. The second one, my wife had to find out because she don't like to wait. But since we're prepared for both now, we have boys' clothes and girls' clothes. She said she's going to wait on this one, and we're going to be surprised with this one and see. Yeah. My rule is, though, I mean, if you have kids, no matter how many you have, you're going to figure out a way to afford it.
Right.
I mean, there's so much money. If you ever run out, just go make more. That's
true.
Rule. Honestly, just go make more.
It depends what your priorities are. It does.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Did you guys discuss ahead of time if you were going to have a certain amount of kids, or just trust God?
Kind of just trust God type of thing. We have an idea in mind just because that's human nature to think you have some control. So, I mean, we have a little number in our mind, and we're hoping
enough to run the farm, right?
Yeah. Only like 42. It's not going to be that many or anything.
You guys like living in a rural area, right? You like being secluded.
Oh, yeah, always. Yeah, that's the dream for us. I mean, that's currently what we work for and everything. Yeah.
What do you do for work?
Right now, I climb towers and stuff, but I've always done like cowboy work and stuff on the side, and always. So I've done that. I've done almost anything really, maintenance, all that good stuff.
Marshall's a real cowboy, though,
Yeah.
and seriously, and he's also one of the top defenders of the Second Amendment in this.
Yeah.
World. How many firearms do you have?
I don't
Or how many legal firearms do you
I
have?
didn't say that. That's an interesting. 13. That is where I lost count.
Wow.
That's not that many, but I mean.
I have a question. So
Yeah.
if someone's getting into, they want to own a firearm,
Sure.
where do they start? What are the go-to? What's a firearm that everyone needs to have?
I think an AR-15 just for it's a versatile use. You can use it to home defense, just dink around, shoot a coyote. I mean, an AR-15 is a great platform to. It's small enough, you can get them long. They're so customizable. I would say an AR-15 would be the first gun I would buy. It wasn't the first gun I bought, but it should have been the first gun that I bought. It's a great gun to buy. Then I would go with a pistol for sure.
Well, let me ask you this. So I know that we live in a world where there's lots of, it seems you watch the news, there's lots of danger. And so I know I've met several women that want to own a firearm.
Sure.
Could you give us a recommendation maybe for a small compact firearm for our wives?
380 would be a good one, I would think. 9mm are pretty good. Sometimes some of them, if they're really subcompact, they can give a little punch. But a 380, I mean, I could shoot one with 2 fingers. You know, they don't really have that much of a kick.
Sponsor us. So someone better sponsor us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So ladies, if you need a firearm, listen to what he said. 380. I don't even know what that means. I just got a firearm permit not too long ago, but trust him. Pull out the 9mm. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. A lot of people, they're not having kids. It's something that they're waiting. Sometimes they're waiting too long.
Oh, yeah.
In addition, fertility rates are at an all-time low. Some people contribute it to the diets that a lot of us eat. Some people point out like the number of vaccines, medical intervention. It's kind of hard to tell. It's probably a culmination of factors. What's contributing to our low infertility rates, rather. And we hope that can be fixed and stuff. But for the people that do have that within their control, the ones that are able to have kids, what would you say to them, people that are just not sure about having kids?
Honestly, that's actually a good question because you can ask my wife straight up. I didn't want kids. We were having our first one, and that's when I kind of realized I didn't have a choice about whether I wanted kids. So I get that whole thing, kids ruin the flow. They don't. They actually open up your life in a way that nobody ever can. They teach you another side of yourself. The whole point of life is to better yourself for the next world, right? If you have an easy life, you don't ever have to deal with it. I mean, having a toddler pull everything out of the cupboards, and you can't just lose your marbles on them. That's not how you teach them and everything. So, like, they bring a whole new aspect. So I get the whole, we don't have enough money. I just need to wait. If you're going to wait until you're ready, you're never going to have kids. You're never going to be ready. So my thing is I wanted to have them a little earlier. That way I had the energy and still had the time to be able to give to them and maybe even my grandkids, hopefully. So, yeah, I mean, the best advice I give those people who don't want kids or aren't sure if they're ready, sometimes it's you're never going to be ready. You just jump into it and trust that they will change your life because they will. They'll change your life for the best.
That's a good point. It reminds me of something that I heard from someone sometime. And we live in a world that's, especially in the United States of America, it's very easy. Everything is convenient. Everything is at our fingertips. And because of that, a lot of people have gotten accustomed to this very easy life. And part of the human condition is needing adversity. You need challenges. Yeah. And a family is one of those things that's a good challenge in life. It's challenging and yet it's rewarding because someday you collect all of these material possessions, you collect all this money, you live in a huge house, and one day you're on your deathbed and you look around and there's no one around.
Yeah, you're right. Even the nurse don't want to be around you, honestly.
And so, well, that's great. And do you think your parents had the same mentality just to keep having kids?
Yeah, theirs is they're very Catholic, so obviously there is no form of birth control or anything like that allowed. And my mom has this weird condition where like she's very fertile. So they just kept coming, and that became their motto, and they put it on their door. There's always room for one more was their motto. And and that was kind of God will stop us when he's done. And that's a good
mentality because, again, we live in a world where people really try to control their entire lives.
Yeah.
Like, I want control over this. I want control over that. And, we're really only given this life by God.
Yeah,
we're only
right.
And we're commanded to do the best we can with our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing is to share the love of God and to be fruitful and multiply and raise other young soldiers of Christ and stuff. So, okay, last question is typically on this show, we like to end on and ask a fun question.
Sure, go for it.
Where are you living right now?
I live right outside of Lincoln, Ellen Farm.
Right outside of Lincoln.
Yeah.
So if I'm around Lincoln and I am craving, let's see, some pizza or something, name a couple places I can go to eat pizza.
In Lincoln?
Around anywhere, within 30-minute drive.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't go into Lincoln.
You have to go to Lincoln.
I don't like cities. I don't know. I personally, Louisville has a really good mom and pop shop. Like we were saying. I don't remember what it's called, but it was pretty good. I like those things a little bit more. Hunt Brothers.
Yes.
I'm a hunk of pizza. Hunt Brothers. I'm into that. And Godfathers.
Yes.
Hey, I'll go to a Godfathers any day.
Yes.
They're better than Pizza Hut in my opinion.
And this is what I try to tell the audience is we are Americans and we will eat as much as we can as frequently as we can.
Oh yeah.
And we will stuff our faces, and that's how we got so big and strong.
Oh yeah.
But we got to stay in shape. Got to carry firearms to protect ourselves.
Sure.
Anything else you want to share with the audience about yourself, Marshall?
Oh, I could go on for hours if you really
He'll go on.
wanted me
So this
to.
is, by the way, this is just his first episode. He'll be a reoccurring guest on this show because he's part of our family, just like everyone else can be a part of God's family. Well, anyway, that wraps up this short interview. I just wanted to get you on to talk about family,
Sure.
and because it's something important.
Oh yeah.
And thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, anytime.
Hey,
Legit.
This has been Corn Culture. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Never give up. Never give in. Have a great day.